This month is not just another 30 days. It is the moment I fully claim who I am and what I am destined for. I no longer wait, wish, or wonder. I declare with unshakable certainty I am a millionaire this month. Not someday, not eventually now. This month. This identity is not just about the numbers in my bank account. It is about the version of me who shows up, aligned with purpose, clarity, and absolute self-belief. I walk, speak, think, and act like the millionaire I am. I feel it in my body. I sense it in my energy. I live it in my daily actions. My mind is set, my frequency is aligned, and my path is open. Every opportunity I need is already magnetized to me. Every aligned connection, idea, and flow abundance is responding to my energetic claim. I am not chasing money. I am receiving it because of who I've become. The money is not the miracle. I am. My clarity is my currency. My embodiment is my magnet. I have shifted from hoping to knowing. I do not doubt. I do not beg. I do not settle. I have become the container that holds wealth with grace, ease, and certainty. I act in full alignment with the energy of wealth. I make bold decisions, take inspired actions, and invest in my vision without hesitation. I lead with power. I trust the timing, but I declare the reality now. I am no longer available for struggle. I am no longer available for delay. I am no longer available for anything less than the fullness of my abundance. I am in overflow. I am in alignment. I am in certainty. I am in abundance. I am a millionaire this month. I don't just think like a millionaire. I carry that belief in every cell of my body. It shows in the way I walk, the way I speak, the way I breathe, the way I hold myself even in silence. My belief isn't just a thought. It's a lived energy. It's felt by those around me before I even open my mouth. My presence speaks my truth louder than words ever could. I move with conviction because I am not trying to convince myself. I already know. I already trust. I already feel it rooted deep within me. I no longer wait for the world to confirm what I've already decided. My internal knowing shapes my external world. I am not seeking validation. I am radiating certainty. My belief is not fragile or temporary. It is unwavering, unshakable, undeniable. It doesn't rise and fall with the circumstances. It anchors me through them because I have become the evidence. I don't need to see the result first. I am the result. My embodied belief becomes the signal that pulls every resource, opportunity, and manifestation into my field. It is not about how loudly I declare it. It's about how deeply I live it. When I sit still, abundance speaks through me. When I move, wealth moves with me. This is not just mindset. This is identity in motion. I feel the wealth in my bones, in my breath, in the beat of my heart. It is no longer a future I'm chasing. It is the frequency I'm living. The world cannot help but respond to this energy because the energy is real. I have collapsed the distance between belief and being. I am no longer in the waiting room of wealth. I am already in the experience. I don't hustle to prove it. I align to receive it. I don't beg for results. I embody the frequency of inevitability. I don't seem to whisper, and I don't perform the role. I am the role. I don't hope to feel worthy. I already know I am. I don't need external permission to rise. I have already risen. I am no longer shaped by my past, by my fears, or by the limitations others once placed upon me. I am shaped by the identity I have chosen to step into. I understand now that reality does not create who I am. It reflects who I decide to be. Every result I experience, every outcome I receive, is a mirror of the identity I hold in the deepest parts of myself. I don't wait for external success to call myself successful. I become success in thought, in energy, in habit, and in embodiment first. I walk through the world as the version of me who already has it, who already knows, who already claims it as done. To whisper not. I don't wait for permission to step into abundance. I lead with the energy of someone who expects it because it's aligned with who I've become. I am the cause, not the effect. I am the scriptwriter, not the audience. I don't get lost in old stories. I write a new one from my truth, from my power, from my future already claimed in the now. I don't ask life who I am. I tell life who I've decided to be, and life rearranges itself accordingly. My choices shift when I identify as the one who always wins. My actions change when I see myself as the one who is already worthy, already abundant, whisper not, already deeply supported. I don't have to force the result when the identity is already real to me. I don't operate from lack because I no longer see myself as someone lacking. I don't beg for opportunities because I already am the one who opportunity chases. Am whisper, I don't shrink into the shadows of who I used to be. I expand into the fullness of who I've always been at my core. Everything changes when I shift who I believe I am. The more I anchor into that truth, the more magnetic I become. I don't need evidence to choose this identity. I understand that my consistent alignment with it will make the evidence inevitable. I hold this identity not just in my mind, but in how I show up in every moment. I make decisions from this identity. I speak from this identity. I move from this identity. I create from this identity. I am no longer attached to old patterns, stories, or labels. I have upgraded who I am, and with that upgrade, the world responds in kind. The internal shift comes first, and the external always follows because I am no longer trying to make something happen. I am being the one who it always happens for. This month is not just a page on the calendar. It is a divine invitation, a gateway, a sacred opening into the timeline I've been preparing for. Seem to whisper, not. It is the portal where everything I've been aligning with, everything I've been calling in, everything I've been becoming is ready to meet me fully. This month holds a different energy, a higher frequency, a deeper level of alignment. It's not about the date. It's about the shift I've chosen to make within myself that allows this month to carry the momentum of quantum expansion. Time bends for the one who is ready. And I am ready. I have decided. I have declared. I have prepared my inner world to match the reality I've been asking for. This month is the moment where all things are ripe, all forces are lined up, and the invisible becomes visible. I feel the acceleration, the clarity, the quickening of energy that surrounds me. The signs are everywhere, not because they're suddenly showing up, but because my awareness has sharpened and I'm now attuned to what's always been trying to reach me. This month, to whisper not, I walk through this portal with boldness and grace. I don't tiptoe. I don't hesitate. Seem to whisper not, I step forward as the one who knows that what's meant for me is already here. This is not about waiting for the stars to align. This is about realizing that I am the alignment. I've activated the version of me that no longer entertains delay or denial. I don't ask if I'm ready. I affirm that I am. I don't wonder if it's working. I walk like it already has. The shift is not in the future. It is here, and it is now. This month carries the vibration of fulfillment, of breakthrough, of answered prayers that no longer feel distant, but immediate, present, and embodied. This month is charged with possibility, but I am the one who turns possibility into certainty through the choices I make, the thoughts I think, the actions I take, and the energy I hold. I have stopped looking backwards or waiting for more signs. I have become the sign. This month is a timeline of convergence, where every aligned effort, every unseen seed, every quiet yes to myself begins to rise into form. The portal is open because I opened it through intention, through discipline, through healing, through vision. I am not hoping this is the month. I have decided this is the month. The portal doesn't respond to desperation, it responds to embodiment. And I have embodied the frequency of the outcome. I am no longer separate from what I desire. I am no longer chasing what already exists for me. I don't question the timeline. I meet it. I don't shrink before the miracle. I merge with it. I stand in the now and feel the energetic doorway wide open before me. I don't pause at the edge. I walk through it fully as the version of me who was always meant to arrive right here, right now, in this exact month. Wealth is not something I chase. It is something I align with. Physical abundance is the natural byproduct of energetic harmony. When my thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and actions are tuned to the frequency of wealth, money flows into my life with ease, precision, and purpose. I understand now that everything begins in the unseen, in the energy I hold within. It is not about working harder, forcing outcomes, or exhausting myself to achieve. It is about becoming a match for what I desire on the inside, so the outside naturally rearranges to reflect that truth. My nervous system is no longer wired for lack, chaos, or survival. It is attuned to overflow, to ease, to receiving. I regulate my energy by controlling my circumstances, but by mastering my internal world. I honor my emotional frequency as the compass that points toward or away from my desires, and I choose again and again to return to the vibration of wealth, even when the evidence hasn't caught up yet. I no longer react to the world, I respond from alignment. I hold the feeling of abundance not only when things are flowing, but especially when they're not, because that's when the alignment is fajid. I don't seek external proof. I become the proof through the frequency I embody. Money is not elusive. It is responsive. It responds to the energy I emit, the story I tell, the belief I anchor, and the value I own. I see myself as abundant, and so I am treated that way by life. I feel worthy, and so I attract circumstances that reflect that worth. I speak from overflow, move from certainty, seemed not, and make decisions from the future I've already claimed as mine. I am no longer waiting for physical wealth to validate my energetic state. I allow my energetic state to call in the physical wealth with precision and speed. I align my environment, my rituals, my conversations, and my habits to mirror the life I've already chosen in my soul. I am not available for contradiction. I choose coherence. I am not available for scarcity. I choose sufficiency. I am not available for hesitation. I choose decisiveness rooted in trust. The more I align with joy, gratitude, peace, and certainty, the more I open the channels through which wealth finds me. I treat money like a living energy, and I build a relationship with it that is rooted in respect, love, and flow. I don't fear losing it because I no longer believe it is separate from me. It is a mirror of who I've become and how I see myself. I release the noise and tune into the truthing that all physical manifestations begin as energetic frequencies. And in this moment, I hold the frequency of abundance so clearly, so unapologetically, so consistently, that wealth has no choice but to arrive, because I've already become the one it belongs to. Clarity is the foundation of everything I manifest. It is the energetic blueprint through which abundance flows and expands. When I am clear on who I am, what I desire, what I offer, and what I am no longer available for, I become magnetic to everything that matches that frequency. Clarity sharpens my focus, strengthens my intention, and amplifies my ability to receive. I no longer entertain confusion as a default state. I choose clarity as a daily discipline. I no longer dilute my desires to fit what feels safe or acceptable. I express them boldly, knowing that the clearer I am, the faster they move into form. My clarity becomes a command to the universe, a signal that I am ready and aligned. I do not waver in my vision. I do not compromise in my truth. I do not settle into indecision. I refine my awareness until it slices through noise, distraction, and doubt. I no longer tolerate vagueness in my goals, my relationships, my standards, or my self-concept. I name what I want with certainty and allow my energy to match that decoration. Clarity creates momentum because it eliminates resistance. I don't need to figure out every step. I just need to know what I am walking toward and why it matters. That knowing creates a force field of power around me. I walk with precision. I act with purpose. I communicate with conviction. My offers become irresistible when I am rooted in the truth of their value. My message becomes undeniable when I speak from the depth of my knowing. People feel my clarity. Opportunities gravitate to it. Money follows it. I don't ask for permission to be clear. I embody it because I understand that clarity is a currency more valuable than time, more potent than effort, and more powerful than strategy. When I am clear, I don't need to chase, I attract. When I am clear, I don't dilute, I amplify. When I am clear, I don't fear rejection, I recognize redirection. I no longer hide behind overthinking or waiting for the perfect plan. I move forward in alignment with what I know to be true in my body, in my spirit, in my vision. I release the fog of doubt, the weight of indecision, the habit of self-questioning. I speak what I mean. I own what I want. I ask for what I deserve. I create what only I can create. This clarity is my anchor, my compass, and my leverage. It makes everything else easier, lighter, faster. It filters what is meant for me and repels what is not. It keeps me grounded when fear rises, and it lifts me when the path feels long. I no longer see clarity as a destination. I see it as a state of being, a level of embodiment, a reflection of my self-worth. The more clearly I see myself, the more clearly I see the world. The more clearly I speak my desires, the more rapidly they respond. The more clearly I hold my standards, the more powerfully I receive what matches them. I do not need to convince, prove, or chase. I simply hold the frequency of clarity and allow everything aligned to meet me there. Aligned action is the bridge between energy and embodiment, between intention and manifestation, between vision and reality. It is not just about doing more. It's about doing from a place of truth, of resonance, of internal alignment with the version of me who already holds the outcome. When I take aligned action, I collapse timelines because I am no longer acting from fear, doubt, or force. I am acting from clarity, trust, and power. Every move I make carries the frequency of inevitability because I'm no longer guessing if it will work. I already know it's done in the energetic realm, and my axiom whisper, not my actions, simply catch up to that knowing. I don't need to overthink or overplan when I am aligned. I don't waste energy trying to control outcomes or micromanage the path. I listen deeply to my inner wisdom, and when it speaks, I respond. I move with precision, not pressure. I take bold steps, not frantic ones. I say yes to what feels expansive and no to what contracts my energy. I follow the nudges, the whispers, the intuitive pulls that guide me toward my highest timeline. I no longer delay by waiting for the perfect moment, the ideal setup, or the guaranteed result. I understand that aligned action creates momentum. It opens the doors that cannot be seen from the sidelines. It reveals what only becomes clear through motion. I don't act out of obligation. Act from embodied truth. I don't hustle to prove. I move to align. I don't force results. I become the space that results flow into. The version of me who already has what I desire doesn't hesitate to act, so I no longer do either. I ask myself, what would that version of me do today? How would they speak, move, decide, show up? And then I become that version now. Aligned action is not always big or loud. It can be a single clear decision, an honest conversation, a moment of choosing rest over resistance, a shift in how I hold myself, a recommitment to my boundaries, a declaration of what I will no longer tolerate. It is not about effort for the sake of motion, it's about potency. I know the difference between busy work and soul work, and I no longer confuse motion with progress. I chose what moves the needle because I am tuned in, trying to whisper, not because I am trying to keep up with anyone else. I know that each aligned action, no matter how small it appears, is infused with the full power of my energetic intention, and that power ripples far beyond what I can see. I am not performing for results. I am participating in the reality I've already claimed. I act with the confidence of someone who understands that the timeline I desire is not ahead of me. It's already unfolding because I keep saying yes to it through every choice I make. I don't need guarantees when I have alignment. I don't need validation when I have resonance. I don't need perfection when I have integrity. I act because I whisper. I act because I trust. And with every aligned action, I reinforce the identity I've chosen and the future I've already called in. Certainty is the frequency that opens the floodgates of abundance, the energetic key that dissolves resistance and activates momentum in every area of my life. When I move with certainty, I eliminate hesitation, doubt, and confusion from my field. I become a clear channel for the flow of wealth, opportunities, connections, and miracles because I am no longer sending mixed signals to the universe. I am not questioning if it's going to happen. I know it already has in the energetic realm, and I'm simply aligning to meet it in the physical. Certainty is not arrogance or blind hope. It is deep inner knowing. It is the result of a decision so strong, so grounded, so embodied that reality has no choice but to rearrange in response. I don't need to explain it or prove it to anyone. I feel it in my bones. I live it in my posture. I carry it in my voice. It shows up in the way I speak about my desires as if they are already here, because energetically they are. My certainty becomes the command that tells the universe I'm ready, I'm available, I'm open. It removes friction, quiets the noise, and creates space for everything I desire to flow to me with clarity and speed. I am no longer leaking energy into timelines of doubt. I no longer allow my mind to spiral into what ifs or worst case scenarios. I don't feed the illusion of waiting. I don't entertain stories of delay. I no longer entertain thoughts that contradict what I've already claimed.
Alright, so like
I
to
hold the vision
summarize
with
the goals
unwavering
with the
focus
rising to see
and
if
let
you have
that
any
vision inform
things come
every
to your
word,
mind.
every step, every decision. Even in moments of uncertainty around me, I remain anchored in the certainty within me. I lead myself, I trust myself, I back myself. I know who I am. I know what I've decided. I know what I'm available for. And that knowing becomes the frequency that draws in what belongs to me. I don't force outcomes. I hold the frequency of having. I don't chase answers. I let them arrive because I've made space for them through trust. I don't rush. I know it's already mine, so I walk with peace and power. Certainty is the energy that money responds to. Clients feel it. Opportunities are magnetized to it. The path unfolds not because I'm pushing, but because I've stopped doubting. The more certain I am, the less effort is required. Things begin to happen rapidly, almost effortlessly, because I am no longer split between multiple versions of myself. I have chosen the one who is already successful, abundant, supported, and fulfilled, and I let that version lead. I am not seeking evidence to believe. I am creating evidence through belief. I understand that energy leads and results follow, and that the faster I choose certainty, the faster I shift into the timeline where it already exists. I don't collapse under temporary circumstances because I know they are just echoes of old beliefs fading away. I hold the frequency of certainty even when it's quiet, even when it's slow, even when the old tries to return, because I know the new is already here and I refuse to waver. I do not ask if I am worthy. I affirm that I am. I do not ask if it's possible. I declare that it is. I do not wait for proof. I become the proof. And so I stand here no longer hoping, no longer wishing, no longer waiting. I know. I know who I am. I know what I've claimed. I know what I've become. This is not just a declaration. It is an activation. I walk forward with my energy aligned, my identity anchored, my clarity sharp, my actions intentional, and my certainty unshakable. I have already opened the portal, and I have already stepped through. The shift has happened. The wealth is here. The timeline is now. This month, I am not becoming a millionaire. I am one.